Shannon Bream is live covering that for us in Washington. How does she seem to be holding up, Shannon?
Well, John, I have to tell you, she seems a little bit feistier today. She's been very, very deferential to the senators. And, of course, I'm sure the White House coached her on that. And we've heard her as fiery and aggressive from the bench, but we haven't seen any of that yet. Today, though, she did seem to amp it up just a little bit. She seemed to engage in some sparring with a couple of the senators who pushed her very hardly today on a couple of the issues. You mentioned abortion. That came up repeatedly today. It hasn't had that much attention. But today, we knew it probably would when she talked with one of the Senate's only doctors, Tom Coburn. He is a conservative. He is pro-life. He wanted to talk quite a bit about abortion. They did get into it. It was very polite, but you could tell or sense that she seemed to be a little bit more feisty today than we've seen up to this point, John.
Some of her speeches and writings that have made headlines, some controversial stuff in there. It sounds like she's still trying to explain some of that.
Yeah, that hasn't been explained away yet. To a lot of folks yesterday, when she was finally given the chance to talk about those wise Latina comments, she didn't really fully explain it away. In fact, they thought her justifications and her explanations honestly were a 180 for her. They actually took up the text of the speeches and said, look at this. This does not comport with what you've said before. In fact, you seem to be saying something very different. Here's one interchange that she had today, a question from Senator Cornyn.
I'm struggling a little bit to understand how your statement about physiological differences could affect the outcome or affect judging, and your stated commitment to fidelity to the laws being your sole standard, and how any litigant can know where that will end.
So clearly, John, they still have a lot of questions about those speeches. No one's quite convinced yet with her explanation.